The Korean server just got their update details. We are very likely to get these changes too with our next update on Thursday for global. However, it very concernedly does not address some of the main issues we're having right now. They begin by declaring that alliances will get reduced to a maximum of 2. This will significantly change up the dynamic for Castle Siege. There will now be only 2 castle defenders. Of course, it's very likely that alliances will still somewhat coordinate, making agreements to not attack each other, but still, it will not be as clear because the option to attack each other will still be there, and you'll no longer have that color distinction. So when the chaos of battle arrives, it'll be much harder to know who's who. That same effect comes with tax delivery. Again, there will be only 2 guilds defending the golem, trying to escort it to Stoneguard. And it's very likely this will affect inter-server siege too, that now only 2 guilds rather than 4 who are part of the alliance which hold the castle will actually be able to partake in that. And then of course the open world, it'll be less likely you'll run into players who are of the same alliance. And along with open world arch boss fights, there will no longer be a 4 guild alliance easily able to defend it. Of course, again, you can still have agreements between guilds, but there's always the possibility you can attack each other, making it so that multi-target and splash damage will be a threat. You can't exactly play on top of each other. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of effects this will be having overall in terms of the gameplay, but pretty much only affecting PvP. They announced a new season for Arena 6v6 beginning, and then some thankful skill fixes. Ray of Disaster. It got slightly fixed in a recent patch, but still not fully. This update should fix it so that it will correctly remain when you're moving away from your target, along with still dealing damage when moving. And when you use the target's expanded specialization, they fixed it where the damage was not applied to the first target hit by the Ray of Disaster. And with concentration effect time, they fixed where the damage was not amplified and there was an issue where the array effect could cut off. I don't know how they completely broke Ray of Disaster at one point and then took over a month to properly address it. But of course, we'll have to actually test. Have all those things properly been fixed and maybe they introduced some new bugs. Then for Vampiric Contract, they fixed an issue where it would not apply when above a certain height. Some of you were reporting it was not giving you the heals or not giving you the damage, and this would be as a result of why. That may not be all the cases, but that's at least what we know for now. I've personally not had any real issues with it not healing me. Finally, server transfer event. We will probably get this too. As Tico did say, they would reset the server transfer timer. So even if you have a cooldown right now, of which there's usually about a month cooldown, and so if you just transferred server, you would still be able to do so. And this most likely as a result of the alliance change. Guilds might be wanting to split up and go to their own servers. It says here you can purchase 2 of them, but I don't know if it's going to cost anything. I would assume not, otherwise they wouldn't have really made it a big event. But maybe on the Korean server they don't normally have server transfer tickets. But yeah, we can wait for further details for our own patch notes on Wednesday. But yeah, that's about it. That's everything we know from the patch notes coming with the Korean server. And yeah, it does not address the queue bug. Right now, if you go to party matchmaking, you want to queue up to the 4-star dungeon. This doesn't work properly. I'll show you later. But even going to the dimensional trial, of which this is the best queue to join for the Crypt of Augmentation, because you get also a bonus reward chest, the chance to get extra loyalty coins, and on top of the fact you get extra runes because it's a tier 1 trial. Tier 1 trial is no increase in difficulty versus just the normal dungeon. So super easy to do, and you just queue up here, but currently it's broken. The matchmaking cancels immediately, and that That works just fine here for Chapel, but that's a 3-star dungeon and there is already a queue here where you can already obtain these matchmaking rewards. As for the actual queue here, you want to go to Crypt of Augmentation and join some randoms. This just doesn't work. At this point I can't show you, but when it successfully pops, nobody's queuing for it now because they probably all know the bug, you would click accept and then the queue would not trigger and you would still be stuck in a queue. And if you went and cancelled that queue, you would end up with a penalty. You would try again, you'd end up with a longer penalty. And so right now, the only way to do the 4-star dungeon is to create a party board. Now, maybe the Korean server, it's blessed with the fact that they never got those bugs, but yeah, that fix is not listed here. So hopefully it is when we get our patch notes tomorrow. I'm also assuming they're going to come out with some new developer blogs, hopefully covering more details on the orb, although they did already post a bit of a blog for it, and then they recently came with housing. Maybe it'll be something else. I just really want to get my hands on the skill tooltips of orb so we can properly theory craft, but we may have to wait and see. That's everything for the patch. Thanks all for watching. Another special thank you to the support of my channel members, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.